Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about menstrual cups and periods, unfortunately. So if this is not what you like, if you are a man, you might want to switch off now if you are not into that type of thing. Or if you are a lady and you don't want to hear some particularly gruesome information, I would advise you to switch off, because this will be a honest review, and yeah, it might not be up to some people's expectations. So yeah, if you are not a fan of that, I would advise you to switch off now. The reason I am coming on is to do a review on the Duchess cup. So this is a menstrual cup, obviously. It's an alternative to tampons and sanitary towels. I would vary between the two of tampons and sanitary towels. Reason being is I felt more comfortable at night time having a sanitary towel on than I did having a tampon in. Obviously during the day I would use tampons because they were like the easiest thing to use. However, once I had Sophia, I found tampons really uncomfortable. I don't know, obviously I do know that things change, you know, down there, that's pretty obvious, but they just were not comfortable at all, and I just felt that I was constantly like worrying about it, worrying in case I was leaking or if it wasn't inserted properly, or it just generally was not comfortable at all. So I never actually thought about a menstrual cup. It was never anything that anybody had spoken to me about or I even knew about, to be honest. Like genuinely, I did not actually know about them. And it wasn't until I watched other YouTubers and I'd seen a couple talking about them, and I thought, I'm quite interested actually, because obviously I have quite a lot of difficulty using tampons, so maybe finding something else would be worth it. So I went on to Amazon and I got these, and this is the Duchess cup. You get many different varieties, it doesn't have to particularly be this one. I've heard the Moon cup is quite good as well, which I think I might try out just to kind of compare the two and see how I get on with them. But yeah, the reason that I was drawn to the Duchess cup is because you actually get a set of two in these, and I think it was either between 15 or 16 pounds. So I just felt when you were adding things up, the financial benefits, like over a year, these can last up to 10 years. And obviously with tampons and sanitary towels, you do have to purchase them every month. And yeah, I just thought, let me give them a go. There is a set of two. As you can see there, it says save money, and you will see a little A there. So in the menstrual cups you do get two sizes, and you get a size A and a size B. The size A is for if you are over 30 years old and you have children, and obviously the size B is if you don't have children and you're under 30. So I qualified for size A because I am over 30 and I do have a child. So yeah, I thought I would give them a little go and see what I thought of them. They do say they can last up to 10 years. I think it obviously just depends on like general use. So basically this is a box. Like I said, you get two in it. You get a purple one and a pink one. And then when you open the box you get this little like kind of silk bag. And it does say on there Duchess cup. So yeah, once you open that up, obviously your two cups will be in here. I haven't used this one, hence the reason it's like covered in silk thread. So this is the cup. As you can see, it like fits in the palm of your hand, and there is a like nozzle as such. I don't know, what would you call it? I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it is textured, so it's obviously easy to grip. And basically what happens is there is a couple of different ways to fold the cup. So you can either obviously just press together and fold it over so it looks like that, or obviously you can put your finger in it and fold it over like that. And basically that is the way that it is inserted into your noonie or your flower, your, you know, whatever you want to call it. So basically if we just say, for example, that is your vagina, so you are going to insert it like that until it's properly in place, and then as soon as you let it go, the suction will actually grab to the wall of your vagina, and it will stay in place like that. So there will be nothing on display at all. You will not be able to see or feel anything whatsoever. It is completely hidden. So as you can tell, you can still go to the toilet, and this will be around your vagina walls, and it will be collecting all the blood inside there. There is different measurements. You can see there's a 7.5 ml and a 15 ml if you want to measure like how heavy a flow you have each month. But yeah, that is it. Basically, once it is inserted, that is it. You don't have to touch it, and you can also leave it in for up to 8 hours. So it is really handy if you're out and about, or if you're at work for the day and you don't exactly want to go like empty it every couple of hours. It's entirely up to you how you work it. It can be used up to 8 hours. It's either up to 8 or 10, I can't actually remember, but it's entirely up to you how you use it, whether you want to empty it every couple of hours or every 4 hours, just exactly what you think is relevant. So basically, to get this out, as you can see, there is like a little nozzle here, which as again I said is textured. You will just basically grab that, and if you squeeze the ends of it, it will release the suction, and then you just need to take it out that way. Then you'll have your cup and you just tip it down the toilet, give it a little wipe with toilet roll, and if you want to wash it, obviously you can as well. Or if you are near water, I know quite a lot of people have said that they take maybe some bottled water into the toilet with them, just so they can give it a little rinse. I obviously have only used it to like empty it and stuff at home, so I've never actually had to do it out in public. However, I don't really think it would be a problem, to be honest. It is what it is. I think, you know, the one thing is, in this day and age, we need to understand that we are all ladies and we all go through the same thing. The only thing I would say about it, obviously, that you do need to bear in mind is it can be quite messy. I don't want to go into specific details, but you know, again, if you don't like this kind of thing, that please turn off now. But I would rather give an honest review and an honest opinion on how it is and exactly what you'll be dealing with, rather than kind of sugarcoat it and say that it's like really clean and all that kind of stuff. So the last cycle I used it on, I had a really light cycle. There wasn't much to it, and yeah, it wasn't that messy. I kind of thought it was fine, and I have used it on this cycle, and I actually have had a lot heavier cycle than I usually would. And although it has been a bit heavier, I have to admit I don't fault this in any way. Like I said, it is a bit messy. At times it can be quite daunting and disgusting when you look at it. However, I just think the benefits that you get from it, it is worth it in the long run, or it would be, in my opinion. So yeah, there won't normally be like any blood around here or anything. It will normally just be the tops, and then sometimes you can get it inside. Obviously, if you are a lady, you will understand that there can be some like kind of clotty blood sometimes, which isn't very nice. So you will obviously be able to see it in there. However, like I said, all you do is just wipe it out with a bit of toilet roll, or you can, normally what I do is wipe it out with toilet roll. Once I know that it's like clean enough, I will then rinse it and then pour it down the toilet, and then give it a good old rinse under the taps again. I have to admit, I haven't been using it at night time, although you can, which is fine. My flow doesn't seem to be heavy at night time, so I just usually stick a sanitary towel on. However, I think once I'm finished the ones that I've got, I will get rid of them and I will be using this, because why not, really? So yeah, again, the one thing I hate when you are on your time of the month is if you go to visit somebody's house and you know that you need to change. I have never been one for flushing tampons down the toilet. I just absolutely hate it, and I don't think it's great for the environment. I know that everybody's different, and that's fine. If that's what you want to do, then that's, you know, entirely up to yourself. I've just never been one of those people. I feel like I need to throw it in the bin, and it can be quite embarrassing if you are out and about and you go to use somebody's toilet and they don't have a bin there. It's not like you exactly want to go and throw it in the bin anyway. It can be quite embarrassing. So yeah, I just think for this it is so beneficial, because everything that you need to do can be done in the toilet. You don't need to come out and throw anything away or anything like that. It's just so easy. I went swimming yesterday and I also went to the gym after it, like obviously at different times, but in one day I did go swimming and went to the gym with it, and I had this in between the two. So went to swimming in like the late morning, early afternoon, and then went to gym in the evening, all within 8 hours, and I had this in the whole time. And yeah, I was very surprised. I have to admit, I thought there would be less fluid in it. There was about 7.5, which takes you up to about there, but genuinely wasn't bad if you think for the amount of time that it was in. And again, it was just super easy coming home and taking it out and emptying it down the toilet and giving it a little clean. I actually hopped into the shower, so once I was done, once this was clean, I just shoved it in the cup that I've been putting it in and filling it up with boiling water. So they do advise to steep this in boiling water for 5 minutes before use, which is absolutely fine. And again, just like after every use, I will just boil it in some water just so I know it's a bit cleaner. But yeah, I have no fault of it, to be honest. The only thing I would say is I do seem to have some problems inserting it sometimes. I don't feel like it's the easiest thing. I think because you're quite conscious of what it is and you think like, oh my gosh, how is that going to fit? Especially if you see that like it's quite a large size, do you know what I mean, compared to like a tampon or something like that. It is a bit larger, so I think because you're conscious, obviously, you know, everything tenses up in that sense. And yeah, I just initially panic and I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to fit that, how am I going to fit that? But I find the easiest way for me is to basically squat on the floor, obviously like on your feet, but like in a squatting position, and insert it that way. That's easiest for me. Again, people might find it absolutely fine. I've always been one that found it like really hard to insert tampons. So yeah, this is a bit more trickier, but it's not too bad. I mean, I think you initially think, oh my god, but once you get used to it, it does get a lot easier. And yeah, obviously to try and take it out, because this is entirely hidden, so basically you do need to insert your fingers effectively to try and grab this. But again, I just find that, you know, with regards to everything, it's just so much easier. The fact that you can leave it in up to 8 hours, you can sleep with it in, the fact that there is nothing damaging the environment, it's, you know, financially beneficial as well compared to, you know, how much you're paying for sanitary items. Can be absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, and again, the fact that it just changes everything. You know, yesterday was the first time in my life that I had went swimming when I was on my period, which was just phenomenal. And there was a part of me that was like, oh my gosh, do you think it's got to be okay? Like, and I kept saying to Derek, can you just like, just keep checking just to make sure I'm okay and I'm not leaking or anything like that. And I think in the back of your mind, it's just always something that you panic about. But yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is great. We went swimming and then went to the gym, and it's just so comfortable. You don't feel it at all. Like, you don't feel anything whatsoever. And again, it's just comforting knowing that that is going on inside your body. However, you're not feeling it at all. You just really don't know that you're feeling it. Like I said, definitely worth the money. I think I paid between £15 and £16, and that is for 2 of them, and they are still small enough that you could fit them. You know, I've got like my little, I don't know what you would call it, like almost toiletry kind of accessory bag inside my big bag that I carry for everything, and that fits in there. It's nice and small. It's nothing like, it's not absolutely huge, and it's quite, well, obviously it's bright pink, but it can be as discreet as you want it to be. You know, I don't think anybody's got to be like, oh my god, what's in your little pink bag? They might, I mean, you do get some people like that, but yeah, it's just so easy to carry and it's just so comfortable. I could not recommend them enough. Like I said, it is a bit tricky to start with, to try and get the hang of it. It's a bit tricky getting them out. I did panic a bit, and I know a lot of the people that have already done videos in these are like, you know, don't panic, where can they go? But I think you do. Like, I automatically thought, oh my god, where the hell is this? But you do find it and you do get used to it. If you are not fazed about getting some blood in your hands, literally, and you're okay with that, if you're not that kind of squeamish, then I would definitely recommend these ones. Like I said, I have heard a lot about the moon cups and I am intrigued to use them, so I might give that a go as well. However, the Duchess cup, you get 2 of them in it and they're just such great value for money. I can't fault them at all. And yeah, I absolutely love them. So if you have been afraid and you don't know what to expect, I can 100% tell you I have been so truthful. It can be messy, but at the end of it, it definitely is beneficial. So if you are thinking about it, just go ahead and try it. You might find that you don't like it on the first cycle, but give it a couple of more goes, because you know, it does change and you do start to kind of relax a wee bit more with it, and you will start to get used to it. So if you've used it once and you just think, oh my god, this just is not working, then all I can say is definitely try it again, because it does get easier. And yeah, I absolutely love them. They've changed my whole outlook on periods. I mean, they're the most disgusting things you could ever imagine of. However, these are slowly changing it. I don't have to worry about, you know, feeling uncomfortable or feeling unhygienic. Yeah, I just love them. I can't say any more about them, to be honest. If you do have any questions, please leave them down below or message me on one of my social media accounts. Again, I will leave that link down below on Instagram or Facebook. And yeah, get in contact with me and ask me any questions that you wish to know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's not like your usual video types, but I wanted to give an honest opinion on this and let people know how I have dealt with it and how I find it. I will see you all later. Bye!